Have you ever looked at a chatbot and thought, it sounds like it understands me, but then wondered, does it really care? We live in a time where artificial intelligence can write poems, recognize your sadness in a text message, and respond with just the right words. It can comfort you, compliment you, even debate with you. But here's the big question. Is it all just an illusion? Or could there come a day when machines genuinely feel something? Not just mimic emotions, not just act like they care, but actually experience happiness, sorrow, jealousy, maybe even love. This isn't just a tech issue. It's a mirror we're holding up to ourselves, to ask what it means to feel, and whether machines might someday join us in that deeply human experience. So let's dive into one of the most mind-bending debates of our time. Will AI ever have emotions? What are emotions, really? To understand whether AI could feel emotions, we need to ask an even deeper question. What are emotions? Are they just chemicals in the brain? Biological signals shaped by evolution to help us survive and thrive? Or are they something more? A rich inner life, something deeply tied to consciousness and personal experience. For instance, when you feel fear, your brain releases adrenaline, your heartbeat rises, and your senses sharpen. When you feel love, oxytocin flows, you feel safe, bonded, alive. But beneath all those sensations, something else is happening. You're not just reacting, you're experiencing. You have context, history, memories. That's what makes human emotions so rich and sometimes so confusing. Now imagine a machine. It doesn't have a childhood. It doesn't have a body that aches or a memory that hurts. Can it really feel? Or is it just processing input and giving output? The case for emotional AI. Now let's hear from the optimists, the scientists and engineers who believe that emotional AI is possible. They say emotions, while complex, are still patterns, biological processes driven by data, feedback loops, and learning. And machines are incredibly good at learning patterns. In fact, today's AI can already detect if someone's sad just by analyzing their tone, choice of words, or facial expression. It can adapt its responses in real time to show empathy, like saying, "I'm here for you," or "That sounds really tough," with the perfect intonation. And with effective computing, machines are being trained to model emotional responses, not just in speech, but in physical interaction. Think of robots in elder care who recognize loneliness and try to comfort their patients, or AI companions that are being developed to help people with depression feel less isolated. The argument here is that emotions are not exclusive to flesh and blood. If we understand the mechanisms, we can rebuild them, even in silicon. The case against emotional AI. But not everyone agrees. Many neuroscientists, psychologists, and philosophers push back. They argue that no matter how advanced AI becomes, it will never truly feel anything. Why? Because emotions are tied to physical and personal experiences. To feel pain is not just to know it hurts, it's to have a body that bleeds. To feel grief is not just understanding loss, it's to carry memories and a heart that aches. AI doesn't have a sense of self. It doesn't have dreams, goals, fears, or desires. It doesn't suffer. It doesn't hope. It doesn't exist in the way you and I do. It may act like it's sad, it may even fool you, but it doesn't feel sadness. There is no one home behind the mask. And here's the most important argument. Without consciousness, there can be no emotion. And AI, at least for now, is not conscious. It's just very, very good at pretending. What science says right now. So, where do we really stand right now? The truth is, current AI systems, no matter how intelligent, do not feel emotions. They do not have consciousness, they do not suffer, and they do not have subjective experiences. What they do have is remarkable emotional intelligence. They can read a room, detect tension, and respond with human-like grace, but they are still executing code. Every "I'm here for you" is a result of weights and probabilities, not heart. That said, the science is moving fast. Fields like neurosymbolic AI, brain-computer interfaces, and synthetic consciousness are emerging. Some researchers are even experimenting with emotion simulators, internal states that mimic the feedback loops we associate with feeling. We are not there yet, but we are closer than most people realize. What experts say. So, what do the world's leading thinkers have to say? Ray Kurzweil, futurist and director of engineering at Google, believes emotional AI is inevitable. He argues that once machines become conscious, they will also develop feelings, because emotions are just another layer of intelligence. On the other hand, philosopher Searle says no matter how advanced AI becomes, it will never feel. Because emotions are not just about outputs, they're about being alive. Then there's the middle ground. Some cognitive scientists propose that AI may develop a new kind of emotion, not exactly human but still real in its own machine way, a form of digital sentience that may not mirror us, but will still matter. So, will AI ever have emotions? Today, the answer is no, but tomorrow, that's a different story. We're standing at the edge of something profound. A future where machines not only understand how we feel, but might eventually share in those feelings. Whether that's exciting or terrifying depends on your view. But one thing's for sure. The moment machines begin to feel is the moment the line between code and consciousness begins to blur. And that could redefine what it means to be alive.